was a scorcher in Dallas on the course and on the leaderboard. Players were on the move all day with some big climbs, a few tough drops, and that race for the Open Championship exemption is getting real serious. We've also got a new insight on how the LIV's withdrawal system works after a flurry of WDs before and during the round. This is the Club 54 post-round show, and it starts right now. Welcome to the Club 54 post-round show. I'm your host, Christian Crosby, joined by LIV Golf analyst Jerry Fultz and our special guest from the Four Aces, Patrick Reed. Welcome to the show, big dog. We're always happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
You're pretty used to these conditions, tough conditions you're used to. Take us through your day. What was working out there for you?
I think the biggest thing was I've been hitting the ball well. I feel like I've been putting solidly, but my misses today were a lot better. I missed it in the right spots, and when I felt like I didn't quite hit it how I wanted to, it was still straight. And on a golf course like this, when it's windy, you have to hit the ball and play in straight. So, and it helps chipping in.
Yeah, and you were having fun too, playing alongside Harold Varner and Thomas Peters as well. This is your second shot to number 10 from the light rough.
Yeah, I mean, Kessel was going to jump. I didn't know, so he actually talked me out of 8 to hit 9 iron. And yeah, I mean, I didn't know it hit the hole, but you know, obviously, it's always nice to hit a quality golf shot and have a chance to make a birdie early.
Well, I'm glad you made that putt too, because that was a power lip out. This is your second shot at 12.
Yeah, this is a perfect stock 8 iron for me, and you know, to be able to start on a hole like 12, how hard it is to hit that fairway and to capitalize with the iron shot, and then this was the fun chip in. Harold just kind of stared at me when I chipped in for eagle there, because he was almost as close to me, and he sat there and walked all with par. And this was the scariest shot I had today. Out of that lie, I told Kess, I was like, I don't even want to hit this. I want to barely get this on the green, because if it goes 5 feet past that hole, it goes in the water. And to kind of cozy up there now, nice and close to tap in for birdie, it's always nice.
I love that. Let's take a look at the individual leaderboard after your last highlight here.
Yeah,
take us through it.
Another perfect 8 iron into number 8, my second to last hole. Just never left the flag stick, and you know, leave yourself below the hole here, especially on this golf course where you can be aggressive with putts. It makes life a lot easier.
That's gotta feel good, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it feels amazing.
It's been a few months since you made an ace, all the way back to Adelaide, so we were expecting one there, but nonetheless.
And here's that beautiful leaderboard. Harold Varner and Patrick Reed, a Four Aces takeover. DJ also started today on fire. Talk to us a little bit, Jerry, as you look at this leaderboard, and P. Reed, talk us through it as well, how you're feeling, what the plan is for tomorrow. But first, here is the team leaderboard. Four Aces, baby.
Oh, yeah.
How's it feel?
Feels great. Finally to be on top. But, you know, honestly, it's kind of one of these things. We're going to look at that leaderboard starting tomorrow as if everyone's back at even par.
Yeah.
You can't sit there and try to, you know, protect any lead, especially out on this golf course. I mean, it can really bite you. So you just go out and try to win every day. If our team can go out and, you know, win tomorrow again, then all of a sudden builds another lead, and then on Sunday, kind of same thing. It's kind of that same mentality every time I go out and play, like on Monday qualifiers. You just go out and try to win each day.
Yeah. In your interview with Rachel Drummond after the round, in between meows, by the way, inside joke, I'm sure, with the Four Aces, you said the course is out there for the taking. 31 players today. 31 players had a double bogey or worse. 10 of them had at least 2.
Ooh.
So the course can bite back. What is your strategy around there?
I think the biggest thing here is just like making sure you put the ball in position, but at the same time, once you get out of position, is not, you know, not make it worse. I mean, it's very easy. You put it in the rough to kind of still get aggressive with iron shots, but hey, if you put yourself in the wrong spot around there, it's easy to make a quick double. So I think the biggest thing was staying disciplined whenever we got on certain holes that, you know, we got out of position, making sure that you made the right decision, that even if it comes out, you leave yourself a spot that you have a chance to get up and down. And I felt like Harold and I today were able to kind of do that throughout the entire round. And, you know, really that's just kind of the thing around this place. When the wind starts blowing, you got to be smart on kind of how you handle golf courses. And, you know, I mean, some spots look like green lights that might not be. In other spots, you just got to have to, you know, take your medicine and just allow the putter to work.
Well, speaking of Harold in your post-round interview together, he said you guys love each other, but when you're on the course, you're trying to take each other's heads off.
Always.
Trying to hurt each other. How does it feel sitting at the top with him? Here are his highlights from the day. Just talk about this guy.
Take us through his highlights. It's a 15.
This guy finally started making putts. He's been hitting the ball really solid all year, and to now start seeing all the putts start to go in, obviously it means that, hey, you know, he's feeling a little better, and, you know, the putter's matching up. But, you know, I mean, when it obviously mattered there on the last hole to make that putt to have a one-shot lead, he couldn't do it. So we're just going to keep on put pressure on him and try to, you know, keep driving that needle. But
you really appreciated the notes that that Christian has
the
down
note here is hilarious. I had to take a picture of it because I'm going to show it to him.
It says HB3 bogey free, and bogey free is crossed out after the last.
Things change. Things change.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like it's been frustrating for Harold and myself this year. We feel like we've been doing a lot of things really well, just haven't gotten scores out of it. And you know, to have us both kind of come out here today and get what you're supposed to out of the rounds, and to see some putts going for Harold, I know that he loved seeing that, and me to put one of my old putters back in play and have the putter start to work. It's a good feeling because, I mean, no better time than this time of year to start playing well.
And some great ball striking as well. Great job today.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, good luck tomorrow. All right, we're going to toss it now over to Rachel Drummond on the range. She always does a phenomenal job letting us know what's going on. Rachel, over to you.
Hi, Christian. I mean, I feel like I've been beaten up today, so God knows how the boys feel. The wind, it was so tough, ball striking paramount, and Patrick Reed made it sound so easy, but let's have a little look at what the boys are working on. One of our reserves, Max Rotloff here, grinding away. Let's see if we can get a quick grab from him. 1 second. He's in the go zone. Sorry, Max. And we got Johnny Wonder. He's back in. You came in as a reserve. First off, how was it getting out there?
It was hot. No, it's great. I mean, it's an awesome golf course. It's tough as nails. I wish I would have played a little bit better. I made a couple of shitty swings with a 3-wood and hybrid off the tee, and I mean, if the lines are so small, you got to get in the fairway to have any chances out here. So. And
what's the process now to reset for tomorrow?
Yeah, I just want to end the day on a couple good swings before I go inside, recover. Eat get some proper food and rehydrate and get in the cold plunge.
Get me the hell out of here. Play well tomorrow.
Thank you.
Johnny, we're going to get you. You're in firing zone. We do. You're Mr. Equipment. You know everything from golf.com.
Okay.
Talk to us about what you're seeing with the boys this week.
Well, I think one of the interesting things is, obviously we're in between the U.S. Open and the Open Championship, so what I'm kind of keeping my eyes on is like if there's any new adjustments like for long irons or lofted fairway woods and stuff like that. Like Bryson's got a really fun experiment on the truck that's going on that I'm sure they'll talk about here in the next couple of weeks. But to be honest, like not a lot happening. I mean, a couple putter switches, Abe Answer and Dustin Johnson went to a lab putter. Trying to think what else.
And DJ didn't actually use his putter start of his round. He just chipped in all the time.
From everywhere, which is another way to lower your scores. But most of these guys are so dialed. I mean, Benny Genton and a lot of the tour reps come in here and take really good care of these guys. So like in modern day golf, you don't see a ton of tweaking. Most of the time, it's just loft and light checks and your occasional broken club. But
we won't mention who. Thanks, Johnny. I'm charging. You're the best. Okay. Right, let's keep going. I'm going to grab Mal actually. Taylor Gooch didn't have his best day today. I just want to grab. I sound really down, don't I? I'm feeling it for the players. I just want to grab Mal and ask about how caddying was today. I mean, it was tough. It's brutal. It's like an open. It's fast. It's firm.
Yeah, it is. And the wind, even though it's kind of wide open, the wind kind of changes corners a lot. It's you sit there looking at your book and it's been south-southeast all day, but for some reason on this hole it's south-southwest, and so now you got to find the corners, and it was up and down a little bit, but the rough is so thick here. This is literally some of the thickest Bermuda rough I've ever seen. So, and it's a bit patchy. You can get a little bit lucky and unlucky. So, it's just brutal. I mean,
how do you manage that though, Mal, as a caddy, when the wind's changing? How do you still give the player confidence when it's tough?
That's tough, because he's got to feel it himself. You can tell him everything and have a conversation together, but at some point, he's got to be able to feel it and believe it as well. So it's just tough. The days like this, they're hard for a reason. It's tough. Taylor's played here and in Dallas a lot, so he can feel it a little bit better. It's hot. This is a really hard golf course.
Now go relax. He's one of the most upbeat guys ever. Taylor Gooch's caddy. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Rachel. We'll be checking back in with you a little bit later. Joining us, LIV Golf analyst Sue-Ann Hang. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you.
How was your day? It's a little hot out there, huh?
It was hot, man. Not only hot, but it was windy, and I feel bad for the players. I was just walking, but they have to play in this stuff. It was tough conditions for sure.
Yeah, well, I want to talk to you guys about one guy named Joaquin Niemann, who obviously 4 titles this year, leading in the standings, but today just had a really, really rough start on the 7th hole. what happened out there with Joaquin Niemann? Is it this course? Is it the conditions? Is it just a mental thing that happens every now and again to every pro?
I think he's just human, isn't he?
Yeah, his third shot here, and it was an awful lie. That ends up taking the contour all the way down to the water. That's an extremely steep slope, even with some rough on it. That was never stopped. And he wasn't the only guy to hit it in the water. You can get a small bucket out of there this afternoon if you go swimming.
And there it is.
Does it again right there by spinning it down the slope. Hitting really, really good shot, and that spins all the way off the green down into the water. And then he wasn't done. Then he drops one to take now hitting his, I guess it's his 7th shot, and he just kind of chili dips this one a little bit, doesn't give it enough heat, and that comes back in the water.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, Jerry, we see what Waco can do, right? We know how skilled and how talented he is. What's going to be the game changer for him to stay at the top of the leaderboard throughout this entire season, to kind of prove that he can get that individual championship title here at LIV Golf?
You know, he's won 4 times, but it's kind of been hit or miss. He hasn't his weeks he doesn't play well. It's you know, not the kind of bad golf when John Rahm plays and he still finishes 10th. That's the consistency. That's the only thing missing in his game, and you find that in you know, in his struggle to find form in the majors thus far with 1 top 10.
Safe to assume we'll see a better day from Joaquin Niemann tomorrow, I'm assuming, Sue Ann.
I would think so, absolutely. I mean, players like that will always bounce back. They always find a way to bounce back. They dig deep, and they'll do it tomorrow.
Well, we're going to talk more about our all things round 1 here at the Club 54 post-round show. Stay with us. More to come here with Jerry Foltz and Sue Ann Hang. The Sunday leaderboard in our last LIV event was a throwback for the ages, filled with major champions and Ryder Cup heroes, and a reminder that the veterans out here still have it.
Absolutely magnificent. Oh, Joaquin Niemann.
Young man's game, chaps.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Some unfamiliar names at the top of the pylon.
You know, LIV Virginia was much more kind of what I expect, what I want, what I'm craving.
Graham McDowell has never led at the end of any round in his LIV Golf League career, and the Northern Irishman leads here in Virginia.
It felt great to be back in there. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Screaming eagle. Screaming eagle. Screaming eagle. Screaming eagle.
Yeah. Thought we were drinking.
Both lefties going along nicely.
The putter serving Bubba Watson well once again.
You know, certainly Bubba, he doesn't stop. The fire burns incredibly hot still.
Phil Mickelson, vintage form from him so far today.
Oh, that's an amazing shot.
That was really fun in Virginia, being tied for the lead with 6 holes to go.
That is unbelievable!
I'm 11th in the standings now. I feel like I can get in the top 10, maybe top 5, and I want to win a tournament.
Martin Keimer going along very nicely.
You know, you need to wake up those old feelings, how it felt back in the day when you are winning golf tournaments, how that felt. And it does take a little bit of time.
It's a young man's game, but you never know what can happen.
You never know. That's why they call it golf.
A lot of fun seeing those veterans do what they do best here at LIV Golf. Really impressive, especially seeing Phil Mickelson. Multiple withdrawals happened today, including Brooks Koepka, who you followed, Sue Ann, at 11 holes in for Brooks, right? So there's a lot that happened today, and joining us in the show, we have Brad Allman, the VP of Rules here at LIV Golf. Brad, welcome to the show. We had 2 players withdraw before the round. Matt Wolff, who was replaced by Ali Schneider-Jans, and Frederick Kettrup, replaced by Max Rotluff. Can you just take us through the process of how all of this works, Brad? We have a little bit different rules here at LIV Golf.
Sure, yeah. At the start of each week, our captains get together and they select from a pool of reserves as to a specific order in which they would like to see those reserves join their team in the event that one of their players has to withdraw. And these reserves are standing by. They're at the driving range, at the putting green, and they're ready to go in the event that unfortunate withdrawal has to take place.
Now, Brad, just curious, because we are out of reserves at the moment, what's going to be the next thing if someone were to withdraw tomorrow?
Yeah, normally, whether domestic or anywhere across the globe, we usually have 3 reserves on hand for this specific situation. But however, this is a little bit unique, and that we've gone through all 3 already, and we do have a couple in flight on their way to Dallas. And if we do have to have any further withdrawals, there will be players in place starting tomorrow.
Did you bring your clubs?
Left those at home, luckily.
We're getting Pat to go to the pro shop right now.
Now, Brad, I don't know if you touched on it. I had a little trouble hearing you up here, but once a player withdraws prior to the start of play day 1, he can no longer come back in and play, and that's different from if they withdraw after a round or mid-round. Correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So if you withdraw prior to the start of the tournament, then you have withdrawn for the completion of the competition itself. Now, in Brooks's case, he did withdraw after 11 holes today. You know, if by some chance he is feeling a little bit better and would like to re-inject himself into the competition tomorrow, he certainly can. Remember, and that's the unique part about LIV Golf being a team competition. He wouldn't be able to compete for the individual trophy, but however, can compete to represent Smash if he is feeling up to it tomorrow morning.
Okay, so there is a chance that Brooks returns for tomorrow. That's what you're telling us, Brad.
There certainly is a possibility.
Okay, Brad, I got one more really pressing question for you. Why do you have 2 microphones?
Just in case you could hear one and the other one. Got Rachel here to help me out. Yeah.
That is incredible.
Thanks,
Thank you, Brad.
Thanks,
and
Brad.
I appreciate the information.
Certainly, thanks.
Makes LIV Golf so unique and so cool. I love to hear that. Now, another thing we got to talk about. It's not just stakes here for the LIV title. There's guys fighting for that spot in the Open Championship.
Yes,
and a guy I want to bring up, Sergio Garcia. We haven't seen the best of him lately, but it looks like if we were to end the tournament right now, Sergio Garcia is exempt. Is that correct?
That is correct. And during certain points of the day, there were 4 different guys who would have got that spot away from Sergio. 3 others would have got it away from Sergio. But you have to finish in the top 5. You have to be the lowest guy in the top 5 who's not otherwise already exempt for the Open Championship. And right now, that would go to Sergio. And at 3 over par, Sue-Ann, he's not making it easy on himself.
No, and I'm not too sure what's going on tee to green for Sergio. But this is Abe Answer, second at the 11th. Rolling that one in for a birdie. Good day for Abe.
Until the final hole.
Until the final hole.
He made it the 31st guy to make a double or worse.
Here's Lucas Herbert.
And his third on the 13th. He is just so good around the greens. The entire Ripper team, really.
Now, Munoz is the guy with the best chance to catch Sergio numerically, but also his game suits this course so very well that he shoots 4 over today.
And it's his home course, isn't it?
It's a tough course.
No, it's his home course, I think. Practices up there, maybe. Yeah.
How much do you think exemption affects their mentality this week? Does that get in the way of what they're doing here this week at LIV?
Doesn't make it easier, does it?
No, it doesn't. Definitely adds a little pressure, but I don't think they're going to do anything too different from what they would have intended to do this week.
Well, here are, if we were to end the tournament right now, we have Sergio Garcia, David Puig, Lucas Herbert. The Open exemption race is on. These guys are looking to make it happen. I know Lucas didn't have the best day that he was looking for today, but overall, when you look at these 3 competitors, just how awesome is it to just see our LIV players being recognized?
Yeah, no, it was a great step, a great initiative by the USGA and the RNA to award 1 spot this year to one of our guys, and based on our standings, I fully expect that to increase in future years as they realize the level of play that we have within LIV Golf. They know the level of play. Once they just, get past all of the noise of it all and guarantee themselves the best fields they can possibly have, that number will increase dramatically, I think.
For sure. All right, well, we have more to talk about here following round 1 at LIV Golf Dallas, presented by Aramco. Stay with us as we talk more about the competition and predictions for round 2. All right, now, of course, we want you guys to join the conversation here. All you got to do is hashtag LIV Broadcast.
I got to meet Blaster. That's their new little addition to their family. Berta, his girlfriend, brought Blaster out, and exact same dog as I have, Jerry. A little mini golden doodle.
Peanut,
cutie.
right?
Yeah, my dog's Peanut.
Peanut and Blaster.
Blaster's getting around in this heat. That's pretty impressive within itself. Bryson DeChambeau, man of the people. No surprise here. This is what this man does, and he does it well. The crowd loves it. Have you noticed just more fandom than ever before, considering we're at Bryson's hometown here in Dallas?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Fulty and I were sitting at a restaurant the other day. We met a few of Bryson's.
A restaurant?
I don't want to call ourselves out, Fulty. I don't want to throw myself under the bus.
You already did. And here's a little trolling from Torque GC. Of course, we know Bryson did some incredible guerrilla marketing, but here's a little Photoshop action from Torque GC. Come to Torque GC's tournament. And Bryson's there with a big smile on his face.
Yeah.
I love this. This is pretty good stuff right here. We gotta love trolling, right?
And those, I took a ride all the way across town, down south of town with David Faraday last week. I was here early, and those billboards are everywhere around town.
Yeah, well, great to see Chris Tucker, by the way. Shout out to Chris Tucker. Have you guys ever seen Friday? No? Just me?
Are you kidding me? Friday, next Friday? Yeah, next
Friday after
wasn't
next?
quite as good. No, that one stunk.
Jerry,
Friday was awesome.
You surprise me every single day. All right, one more. Here's one more from Smash GC. Lights, camera, smash. Dennis Quaid. We got some big-time actors in the building today. All right, it is not an official LIV Golf post-round show without action from the one and only Rachel Drummond. We're tossing it back over to you now, Rachel. What is going on?
Well, just below me here is Greg Bodine, who's Bryson's caddy, and he's changed some equipment this week with some wedges, and he's spinning it too much, and it's got a different center of gravity. And at the heartbeat of the tour is the tour van, and they service all the players on the league. So we're going to get to a piece that I did earlier and let you understand how important this is. And we had a special guest, Dennis Quaid. Dennis, I've seen you grinding away out there.
Have you, Rachel?
And you have just had some equipment changes from one of our tour guys in
Yes.
the league. Talk to us about those changes.
I always love the trucks. Whenever I do a pro-am, go right to the trucks, because those guys, they can get you really dialed in, you know, and made a big difference, actually. Really feeling ball jump off the face.
Our boys look for extra 1%. So what 1% do you think you got there? I saw the ball flight.
What's 1% of 280 yards?
I'm not good at maths.
2.8 yards. It's not a big difference.
But you did get that. Did you got that with the driver?
Sometimes you need that. Yeah, I really did.
Amazing. Thank you so much. You're sweating. We need to let you go, Dennis. There's a lot out here.
Oh, that's not sweat. That's just I've been pouring water all over me, so that's what I do.
What a hunk. Thanks so
out
much,
here in the
Dennis.
rain. Yeah. I oiled up before I came.
Enjoy your 2.8 yards. I mean, I just called Dennis Quaid a hunk. I've just heard it again. I must have just got a bit hot under the collar. We've got Bryson behind me. Now, he is the scientist. Let's get to the piece with the tour truck that services all the players here on the LIV Golf League. Okay, so I'm normally frequenting the beautiful range here at LIV Golf, but very special, one chance only. We're going to go into the tour van, which is where the players dial in their extra 1% in equipment, and we know how important this is. So come with me. I'm going to start roaming. Now, we've got Ben Genter, who's the main man, who helps the players with their equipment. But we've also got a special guest today. We've got Johnny Wunder, who's the director of golf equipment for golf.com. And I'm getting into the aircon. Hello, lads.
Hello.
How are you doing? So how long have you been doing it? You know, the whole process here, helping tour players?
Yeah, so I've been on this side of the industry for 20 years. Worked for a couple different manufacturers. Started with LIV pretty much day one, 2022. Portland was the first event in the US, and myself and my team were out here working with the players.
That's going to need checking. Lofton lies on that.
Yeah, so like the first, we were at Pumpkin Ridge, the first event in 22. We used my trailer. That's actually where I'm from. That's my home. And then we built this whole thing, and we've been using this trailer ever since.
And you service at every LIV event, don't you, for the players?
Everything in North America, yeah.
Now, we've had a few players this week that have made changes. Johnny, you've got a good story about Rahm.
Yeah.
He's changed his putter.
So he changed, so he's been playing an AI1 putter for, gosh, the better part of 2.5 years now. Same model, Rossi S, what we would call it, and he's got an interesting kind of setup for his putter. He plays a little bit longer, like 37 inches, and it's very heavy. And But one of the problems he was having is whenever they would bend the blue one, the machine would kind of make a couple of marks. Very subtle, but enough for Rambo to kind of see the difference. And what he noticed is that he was paying too much attention to these 2 marks in the back of the cavity. And the silver one that he won the U.S. Open with doesn't do that, so he's back to his silver putter. And when I told him, I was like really excited because
then you're safe. You don't have to worry about denting it.
Putter's got good vibes. So, and he's playing really well right now. He's out on the golf course. So.
And one that we're all particularly baffled by, Niemann has changed his putter this week. He's won 4 times already on LIV. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, we were actually talking about this earlier. Obviously he's had a lot of success this year with it, and we actually don't know other than the fact that he just was looking for something different. I mean, sometimes it's as simple as that. These guys are looking for something just to feel different or roll different. Sometimes the conditions dictate that. Maybe he just didn't putt well at the U.S. Open and needed to make a change, even though he's had so much success. You never know. He could move right back to this one he's had a lot of success with, right back to the blade. So
I know, it's golfers, isn't it? It's crazy. Now,
crazy.
Every tournament is different, as we know. They've got a different track every week. This course is playing firm and fast, tight fairways, undulating greens. What sort of equipment changes have you seen from our guys?
I think that's probably one of the big, and guys are always tweaking. I mean, we've had a couple guys messing with different types of irons this week. Bryson is messing with some prototype wedges this week.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, so I think he put those in, and it's a wedge that he had some input in designing. And so I think the idea is to move the center of gravity a little bit higher so he can flight the ball a little bit stronger. I think that's, he hits the ball hard, he hits the ball high, creates a lot of spin, and being able to control his trajectory is what he's always chasing. And I believe this design on the wedge that he obviously has had a lot of input on is helping moving him in the right direction. This is his first day he's put him in, so we'll see what the feedback is.
Fingers crossed, this sends some positive vibes.
See. He's not afraid to test things out though and try things, and
certainly not.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he messed with these yesterday and put them in. He's had them this week. We've done a couple tweaks to them. He's been testing them, so he wouldn't put them in if he wasn't pretty confident in how they were going to perform.
A little sawed-off approach iron. That works.
Check that out.
Then Yubin Jang, or as his teammates call him, Jang Bang. This is his birdie on the 18th, up the hill, big left to righter. This part of his game really let him down this season. Not on that one.
Yeah, I think Arlo said there were 3 birdies there all day. Might have been 5. I can't remember, but still, nonetheless, very impressive.
Jang Bang's got to be one of the best nicknames, by the way.
Bubba Watson, another one of those guys, had it going early. At one point, tied for the lead, and then ran into some troubles with a little California hamburger order, a double-double. But nonetheless, that was a beautiful putt there.
Was it animal style?
Probably at that point, yeah.
And then Bryson on the tee at 11th, the par 3 down that hill. Probably a wedge, is my assumption.
Yeah, most likely.
Love to see
peppering that pin.
And the fans go crazy.
Yes, of course. And P. Reed, he was just dialed in with the ball striking today. He's always one of the best. But this, he was displaying a little short game magic. Flag stick removed, trying to make it, and he does at number 3.
Then I got to join John Rahm later on in his round. This is his second on the 14th. From off the green, that was not an easy putt, by the way. He started at 90 degrees left.
Then Ian Poulter, long range for Eagle out of number 7. He'll be playing next Tuesday down in Deal, Kent, England, UK, to try and qualify along with his son for the Open Championship. He'd like to make a few of those next Tuesday as well. That was for Eagle at 7.
And finally, Bubba Watson. This is on the 4th hole, his second shot. Oh! Wow.
So close. So close. Love to see all the action. Those were the shots of the day. And David Pooge, we're all looking to make something happen this week. As you look at the leaderboard, Jerry, Suan, tell me what you see, baby.
Well, I see Niemann struggling today. He's getting no points this week if he finishes where he is now. John Rahm's consistent performance continues. DeChambeau, kind of a substandard day by his standards, even though he was, thereabouts the lead for most of the day.
Go ahead, Suan.
And as we look further down, how about this? Cameron Smith, he's not in a lock zone right now and needs to get a better weekend and play a better rest of the season here.
One thing that stood out to me, HV3 started today at 26. If he were to win, he's 5th place today, which is impressive.
Yeah.
And as you look down here at the drop zone, Jerry, anything stand out to you there? Anyone that shocks you that's down there?
Well, no, but something shocking for the people who followed Torquay all year and their struggle to get that first win was Mito Pereira was the best on the team by, I think, 5 shots. And he's kind of, they have 3 guys in the top 10 of the current point standings, and he's not one of them. He's in the drop zone, so he needs a week like that.
Suan, thoughts?
Yeah, no, similar to Jerry for sure. Mito, it's good to see him playing well. I mean, we know his potential, and he just needs to get himself out of that relegation zone. I'm pretty sure Waka will keep him.
Well, Suan, Jerry, thank you guys so much. And to the fans watching, thank you for joining us on the Club 54 post-round show. We'll see you tomorrow. And until then, enjoy yourselves. Thanks for watching, guys. You guys got me on 3? 1, 2, 3. Peace. Come on, guys.
Solo act. Just a solo act.
Oh, man.